the Honorable Commissioner for Health, who incidentally used to be the provost of the college here, Professor Steve Moore, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, the Deputy Vice Chancellor present here and his management team, the CMD, who happens to be the man in charge of the workshop for the medical students, the Committee of Past Provosts, ably led by the pioneer and foundation provost of the college, Professor J.J. Anda, and the chairman and MA Akwa Ibom State, the deans of faculty in the college, and the heads of departments, professors, lecturers, consultants, and other staff, other deans of the faculties of the university, the inductees. I'm sorry I missed out the guest lecturer. I'm sorry about that. The guest lecturer of the day, the proud parents and guardians, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Let me first and foremost congratulate the inductees for successful completion of their program. It's not easy to go through medical training, little or no social life, which we all know. And like the guest lecturer said, if we have to go by the semester, there is no way you people can spend less than 8 years for this program. But be that as it may, we continue to see how we manage the program, because as time goes on, more things come up that will need to be added into the program. Yes. Before I go into that, I want to condole the university, late father or father, former chairman of council, past president of NMA, past chairman of the board of teaching hospitals, and many, many more, Dr. Edmondson T. Akpabio. You see, God had a way of doing things. We contacted him the previous weekend that we needed him at in Abuja there. He told us he had a function on the 11th of March, but our function was supposed to be on the 9th of March, with the hope that I will come in on the 8th, do the function on the 9th, and depart on the 10th. He said he couldn't make it. But on the 7th, I just got a call from his son, Emmanuel Akpabio, that Papa passed on. Well, may his soul rest in perfect peace. He has done so much for this institution, especially the College of Health Sciences. I think with the foundation provost being here, you may know, you may not know what went on behind the scene at the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. But we are happy that our late father left a good legacy, which we think most of us must always emulate and strive to actually beat that record. Because if you mention Akpabio's name, it's not localized, it's all over the country. Because the doctor strike of 1984, he led it. He was in detention for over 12 months. You may not know. You see, he has fought a lot of battles for Nigerian doctors. Well, I will stop at that. Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria is a creation of the law. And for any university wanting to start a medical program, we expect that university will have a college. It's because of the complexity of the medical education. I have discussed it with the Vice Chancellor this morning. It's supposed to be an autonomous college within the university, and it's not meant to undermine the authority of the Vice Chancellor. I will expect that you have Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, comprised of anatomy, medical biochemistry, Faculty of Basic Clinical Sciences, Pharmacology and Therapeutics, Histopathology, Chemical Pathology, Medical Microbiology, and Hematology and Blood Transfusion. Then the Clinical Sciences. If you have dental program, it has to be a separate faculty with 5 departments: oral maxillofacial surgery, oral pathology and diagnosis, restorative dentistry, preventive and community dentistry, and child dental health. If you have other programs, nursing, medical lab science, great faculty of health sciences. At times, they may wish not to be under the college. That is left to the university to solve. But the degree MBBS, BSc, MBDS are both academic and professional. That is why when NUC comes in for resource verification, the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, because we are concerned with the professional aspect. Professional aspect in the sense that we want to be sure that people whom we are going to saddle the responsibility of treating patients are people in whose hands the public is safe. And that is why Council continues to insist on the college, and the college must be headed by a qualified medical or dental practitioner. The reason being that if something goes wrong, we'll be able to hold that provost down professionally, because we don't toy with the health of the people. To the young ones, today's ceremony is a call to service, and that service is service to humanity. If it's money you are looking for, I'm sorry, this is not a profession for you. As doctors, as we tell you here, there are times in the process of treating patients, you see that these patients cannot even afford the money to buy ordinary Panadol. They are forced to dip their hands into their pockets and bring out money to assist these patients. You see, as doctors, whether in private sector or public sector, you are answerable to Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria in whatever form. And that is why we are too detailed when it comes to accreditation. And as a council, it's no respecter of anybody, irrespective of your status in the society. Once you are a registered practitioner and you are investigated and you are found wanting in discharging your professional responsibilities, because our job is too dangerous. Once a patient is lost, it's lost forever. That is where we are very, very diligent in managing this our patient. And you are being inducted into this profession with the hope that you will dedicate your life to this profession. That's why we said, like the guest lecturer said, if you think it's money, the door is there for you to exit. Yes, that is the truth. Over the years, we've had the issue, or before I even mention that one, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I want to appeal that the college should be situated within the teaching hospital for synergy and the need for the college to have its own college auditorium. I will tell you, sir, why some of these things are necessary. There are some of these drugs that need to be launched. When they come in there, when they see that those facilities are there, they come in and launch those drugs. And in addition, they may be providing grants for researches. It will be to the benefit of the college and the teaching hospital. Because without the college, the teaching hospital will not be established. And that is why council continues to insist that the medical student, once you move to the clinicals, you have to live within the teaching hospital. Because there are times at the midnight, there are some emergencies, you have to be there. And that is the workshop for them. And this also was carried on to housemanship level, that the house officers also must live within the teaching hospital. Having said that, but I'm happy to inform you that we're getting over it. With the to 150, the pressure will be shifting to the teaching hospital to make facilities available to be able to employ more house officers. So, Professor Bassi, the onus is on you. And let us see what we can do. We are all going to work together to make sure that we provide enabling environment. Because some of these people, let me tell you, once they escape to go and do house job somewhere, they'll be much more comfortable that they won't want to come back. But if they are able to get placement for housemanship here, they will be committed. Even if they go for NYC, they will still come back. So that is for the housemanship. It's centrally collated for the federal institutions. I'm happy the commissioner is here. Just forward their names to us so that we block them from the portal. They won't access the portal. Yes, because we've had cases of doctors employed by states because they feel that the federal pays more than state. They just abandon their job at the state level, move to the federal. Some of them are even collecting double salaries. Of course, when we detect such people, we ask them to go and pay back. For the house officers under federal government-owned institutions, we let you know that, number one, if you resign as house officer, even after spending 10 months, you have to return all the salaries you have taken for 10 months. You have to return all the salaries you have taken for that 10 months. Our profession is a disciplined profession. If we continue to condone that, the money will be depleted. Maybe by the time we now have who are serious, the money may not be enough. Some of us have been regular visitors to EFCC and ICPC. Whether you have a case to answer or not, it's never a pleasant experience. That is why we take this bold step to forestall all these things. So you think twice. We are not posting anybody. You log into the website. If you press University of Youth Teaching also and it's not opening, it means there is no vacancy. That is just it. So if you are on the job, before you even press anything, make up your mind where you want to stay. If you think somebody knows me, I can influence it, no, I won't do that. I will not do that. So that is for the housemanship. And more so, by council policy, house officers are not members of ARD. But by Nigerian constitution, there is a right of association. If you join, no problem, you pay the dues from your pocket. Council will not deduct anybody's salary for ARD. Am I clear? But under no condition must you follow them to embark on any strike action, because the 1 year, 12 weeks uninterrupted in each of the postings. The moment you interrupt, you start de novo. It will attract no pay. That is why we continue to tell you that 1 year housemanship is a structured program and must be uninterrupted. Am I clear? If somebody try to cajole you, well, it's your decision. Whatever you see, whatever comes out of it, you are on your own. That is for the housemanship. Then we have disciplinary organs in council. We have medical and dental practitioners investigating panel, which is a panel saddled with its conduct. It's an allegation. Nobody's on charge. Nobody's on trial. It's just for the panel to investigate. And the panel meets in camera. The reason being that we don't want to damage the reputation of anybody. Because at the end of the investigation, you might not have a case to answer. If you have no case to answer, the matter ends there. If at the end of the investigation, a prima facie case is established, your matter is transmitted to the medical and dental practitioners. If the panel considers you to constitute danger to public health, you are suspended immediately. You are suspended immediately. Now, by law, it is expected that within 3 months we should conclude the trial. But in Nigeria now, let me tell you, some people have been on interim suspension for almost 2 years. And I'm sorry, some of you go and meet your lawyers, no problem. They will advise you. But one thing I have to tell you is, the court will not lift it. The worst, the court can say, okay, maybe there was a procedural error. There was no fair hearing. They will now ask the panel to reinvestigate. If they reinvestigate, they may come up with the same verdict or come up with different verdicts. But I can assure you, because the court is not made up of doctors, and no court that will put the health of the public in danger. Always note that. The lawyers will advise you, no problem, but I can assure you, those who have been on interim suspension for almost 2 years, national fee. You heard of one doctor that was convicted in Lagos, jailed. His case was investigated. The matter referred to tribunal. It's been dodging the tribunal somehow. Tribunal again. All we need to do is, after his jail time, we just get his judgment, present to the tribunal. The tribunal will decide whether to still retain his name or strike him off. But I can assure you, being jailed and coming out of jail is an infamous conduct. In any form, it's an infamous conduct. And that is why, even if you become a subject of proceeding before any court of competent jurisdiction, whether related to medical or not, or your practice or not, as doctors, your names should not be found in such a manner that will bring disrepute to the whole profession, because it's an embarrassment to the whole profession. Moving to the medical and dental practitioners tribunal, it's a tribunal, truly, but it's still an inferior court, whether we like it or not, although it has the same status with the High Court. Well, before the trial, you can go and seek for intervention from the regular court, but most of the time, the doctors don't succeed, because you see end up being tried by the tribunal, because the normal courts cannot try any professional trial. So these are some of the things you need to note as younger ones, because as doctors, there are so many do's and don'ts. At the tribunal, the rule of evidence is relaxed. You are at liberty to attend with your attorney or counsel, and at the end of the day, at the end of the trial, or we don't call it trial, but say adjudication somehow. Maybe you are discharged and acquitted, or you are admonished, which is a form of warning, or possibly suspended. Well, by our law, you cannot be suspended for more than 6 months. But there's a caveat. If you have a 5-count charges and you are found guilty on 3, depending on the weight attached to those charges, the tribunal can give a directive that the 6 months suspension can run concurrently or consecutively. If I say concurrent, meaning just run the 6 months, you go. If consecutively, after 6 months, you start another one, you start all those ones. Then at the extreme, the registrar may be directed to remove the name of such a practitioner from the relevant register. That is erasure. I said earlier that our tribunal and MDCN is no respect of individual. A whole person of surgery's name was removed 2 years ago. It's been running up and down. It's nobody's business. And that's why we continue to say that as registered practitioners, the onus is on you to comport yourself and respect yourself in such a manner that will dignify the whole profession. Let me welcome my deputy registrar and the 2 assistant registrars from MDCN. Then another area that is very common these days is immigration. This education free of charge. That is the truth. If the CMD tells you how much it costs to put things together, then the provost says something, you will know that you are attend this free of charge. To the guidance and parents here, I have to be very frank with you. That's why you cannot see an American trained as doctor in America or a British trained as a doctor in Britain coming out of those countries. That means that you need to guarantee continuous training of more doctors. And that is why our people continue to actually, and taxpayers deserve to have something in return. That is you being employed locally and providing the services. And to be very frank with you, some of us will go on international conferences on a yearly basis. We come across our Nigerian doctors over there. In fact, some of them are full of regrets. They felt they should have come back long ago. If you have to go, have a mission. If you are going for training, after your training, come back. Come and provide services here. It may not mean anything to you now, but I will advise you, it's better you listen. When you get in there, by the time you realize, it will be too late for you to come back. And that is what is happening to some of them there. While we are still working with the NUC to create a window for them because of the skills they've acquired to see how we can bring you the diaspora commission, whatever, we continue to advise the younger ones on the dangers inherent in going there to go and waste their time. Yes. If these your teachers are decided to leave, then who will train you? Who will train you? Who is going to provide services at the hospital? We need to think about these things and be very compassionate in anything we are doing. But to our teachers, again, we sympathize with you at the university level because of constant call for strikes by ASU. Why we will not advise that you withdraw your membership, but you know you have this responsibility on the other side by providing services to the public, and it is through these services you provide that the skills are acquired by these younger ones. The things is becoming much more serious now that Federal Consumer Protection Council is beaming its searchlight on the hospitals now, because you have been employed as honorary consultants and you need to provide those services there. Yes, you might not give structured lectures, but you provide the services, you run the world rounds, clinics, starter sessions, so that the stays of these younger ones will not be elongated at the university. Those are some of the things we need to actually take note as lecturers and mentors to these younger ones, because we need to train successors. We need to train successors. They are the people going to replace us. If we don't do that, we are not helping the system. And lastly, to the inductees, when you hear about Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, they are largely sustained by their alumni associations. Please think of what you can do for this your institution. You don't need to contribute money. You can identify a project and do it and donate to the university through the college. And to the philanthropists in our society, please, government will not tell you it's overwhelmed, but those of us there will know government is overwhelmed. Please come to the aid of the public institutions. With the kind permission of our elders present here, may I request the inductees to please stand up. This is the hallmark of what we have been doing this morning. And if you have been answering doctors before now, it's illegal. I have not heard that. I have not heard that. You know, it's just 1 minute difference. You are Mr. or Miss or Mrs. for now. You are not yet doctors. Even though you've been illegally calling yourself doctors. But it's good I didn't hear that. How do you do your affirmation? Are we set? Are we set? I don't want you to use bedroom voice to answer me. You see, it shows that even if I start, you'll be using bedroom voice. You need to say this after me with a very loud and clear statement we are going to make. Raise your right hands up and say after me, loud and clear. If I say I, doctor, you mention your names. So you know we are now stamping the title of doctors on you now. I, doctor, do sincerely and solemnly declare that as a registered medical practitioner of Nigeria, I shall exercise the several parts of my profession to the best of my knowledge and ability for the good, safety, and welfare of all persons committing themselves to my care and attention and that I will faithfully obey the rules and regulations of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria and all other laws that are made for the control of medical and dental profession in Nigeria. As a member of medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity, the health and well-being of my patient, respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I made these promises, and upon my honor, so help me God.
You can do better than that for the medical students, the newest doctors.
The latest doctors in town. The tear rubber doctors. The next stage is affirmation. Am I clear? The next stage is you might not know the importance of all this, and I don't want you to fall into that trap, because the day you become a subject of proceeding before any of the disciplinary organs, then you now know the importance of some of these things. It's not a tea party. So your names will be called one after the other. Is there any? Now place your hands on the Bible and say, I hereby affirm the pledge I've taken, so help me God. Am I clear? I hereby affirm the pledge I've taken, so help me God. So your names will be called one after the other.
Okay. Mbotidem Ibanga Akman.
I hereby affirm the pledge, so help me God.
Sarah Ibanga Akman.
Me God.
Achibong Abasi Freke. Achibong Abasi Freke. Dr. Basi Ekpono Basi. Dr. Princess David.
Hereby affirm the pledge I've taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Basi. Sorry. I, Dr. Basi Ekpono Basi Okon, hereby affirm the oath I've just taken. Hereby affirm the pledge I've just taken. So help me God.
Deborah Tuluwarmi.
I, Dr. Princess Winner Faith David, hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God.
Dixon Iberedem Kennedy. Dumebi Ofili. Esiena Niekeme.
I, Dr. Deborah.
I, Dr. Iberedem Kennedy, hereby affirm the pledge
I, Dr. Dumebi Ofili, I affirm the pledge that I've just taken.
Imansina Niekbeno. Ebong John. Etuk Raphael.
I, Dr. Anyekeme Efyon Essien, hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Anyekan Usoro Etesen, hereby affirm the pledge so taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Nyekbeno Fidelis.
Manuel Nsikan. Ibe Chioma.
Aye.
Ibon Ifiorobasi.
I, Dr. John, 88 of Ebon, hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God.
I, Etuk Raphael Ofonime, hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Emmanuel Nsikan Asukwo, hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God.
Abigail Ikechuku, Dr. Joseph Emmanuel, and Dr. Ruth John.
I, Dr. Chioma Purity Ibe, hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Ibon Gifyakapsi Naomi, hereby affirm the oath I have just taken. So help me God. Hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Peter Itanka, hereby affirm.
I, Dr. Ikechukwu Abigail Chinedu, hereby affirm the pledge that I have taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. John Ruth Ekerete, hereby affirm the pledge I've just taken. So help me God. I, Dr. Asukwo Ifon-Nsini, hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Wangod. I, Dr. Wanko Henry Ezefieli, do hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Tochi Njoku, hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Mwafo Kenneth Okezi, hereby affirm the oath I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Emmanuel Joseph, hereby affirm the pledge that I've just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Ntu and Talent Anthony, hereby affirm the pledge I've just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Nelson Udeme Abasi. I, Dr. Nelson Udeme Abasi, hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Emmanuel Young, hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Otihi Emmanuel Edward, hereby affirm the pledge I've just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Odung Edidong Innocent, hereby affirm the pledge I've taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Edidong Clement Orok, hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I think you need to properly place your hand on the Holy Bible. Please. If you don't believe in Holy Bible, let us know. If it is cutlass you want, we can ask the God to bring cutlass for you.
I, Dr. OK Bright Chikunoye, hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr.
Hereby affirm the oath I've just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Onwe Charity Kemjika, hereby affirm the oath I've just taken. So hereby affirm the pledge. I, Dr. Onwe Charity Kemjika, hereby affirm the pledge I've just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Cosmas Febechukwu Nkoda, do hereby affirm the oath I have just taken. So help me God. I, Dr. Cosmas Febechukwu Nkoda, do hereby affirm the oath I have just taken. I, Dr. Cosmas Febechukwu Nkoda, hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Onyeche Esther Onyechi, do hereby affirm the pledge I've just taken. So help me.
I, Dr. Robert Success, do hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God. I, Dr. Robert Success, do hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Thompson Edward James, do hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken, so help me God.
I, Dr. Thompson Imabong Fidelis, hereby affirm the pledge I've just taken, so help me God.
I, Dr. Ann Joseph Umori, hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.
I, Dr. Umori Nwaniba Udwagabasi, do hereby affirm the pledge I have just taken. So help me God.